Hi everyone and welcome to STEM Week 2020. I'm Jeremy Brisiel, JB. I'll be kicking things off from the Berkshire Innovation Center every morning. The BIC is where I'll be. Nothing goes better than innovation and STEM. Now, I only know a little bit of each one of those things, which isn't very helpful. So we're going to talk to plenty of experts throughout the week to get to know what's going on with innovation in the county. Come on, let's check it out. We're now inside the BIC, and this is Steve Longpre. Steve, what do you do here?
I'm the operations manager.
Well,
I run the facility.
Well, then it sounds like you are key to innovation.
Absolutely.
As much as I love this lobby, and it is a pretty awesome lobby, are there cooler things to see?
Yeah, there are. Come on, this way.
All right. All right, Steve. I mean, I got to say, this feels like I'm ready to innovate. I got a MakerBot. I don't even know what that is. What is that?
That's a 3D printer.
Oh, it's another 3D printer. So I can make a lot of stuff, which is key to innovation, because when I want to develop my lightsaber, I got to iterate, which means try again, right?
Absolutely. That's part of STEM.
Okay.
When you come up with an idea, you have to figure out how to make it in many different ways to find the best way possible of creating a lightsaber.
Yeah.
Or a Pokeball. Or an engine. Or a new eyeball.
That's amazing. So these have all been produced in this space here.
Absolutely.
So, and how does the BIC work in that way? I mean, obviously, I can't just come in and start making lightsabers, or can I? Because I'd like to talk about that if we can.
Possibly. So
Okay.
The BIC is a member-driven organization.
Okay.
We have approximately 30 members, companies and schools, and their students and their employees and their management can all come here and work on different projects using the technology that we have here to iterate a new design.
Okay, so we've talked about lightsabers and Pokemon, but laying amidst this is also a mask, and obviously as we wear our masks, it's a pretty relevant development. What is this product and what was going on there?
So early on in the COVID crisis, we've had a number of companies come and say, how do we print products that could be used as PPEs, including the fire department as an example.
Oh, wow.
So what we did is we collected as much materials as possible. We started using our equipment to iterate these designs, and then we tested them, and we found all sorts of interesting information that we could share with those companies.
Okay. That's amazing. So this seems remarkable, and that is amazing. It seems a little small, though. When I print my stuff, I want it to be like my size. Do you have a bigger printer?
Absolutely.
All right.
That way.
Let's go. All right, well, Steve, I see some enormous machines around here, and now I feel like I can produce the X-Fighter that I want to produce. Is this where I come to produce that X-Fighter?
Yes, it is.
Okay. What else is being put on here besides my Star Wars stuff?
So we're using this large machine to 3D print parts for an autonomous underwater vehicle, a submarine.
Thank you. You knew that I didn't know what that meant. I appreciate that. So an autonomous one, though, means if I do know that, there's nobody in it.
Exactly. This is going to be a submarine that can wander around the ocean and look for resources all by itself.
Now, was this something the BIC developed, a member company developed, or a new organization?
This is part of a member company's efforts to develop these types of vehicles for use in things like research and development for exploration, for military uses, who knows. But what we're doing is we're helping them develop the parts with these types of machines and teach their workers how to develop new things with similar technologies.
Well, it's remarkable technology, obviously at scale here, and the countertop one in the other lab. If I was wanting to get excited about this stuff and get involved, do I start with a sketch and then just go to a lab? What's the process?
So you'd start off with a concept, an idea, and then you'd create a sketch, and then you'd use a computer to model that sketch, and then you can create a file and bring it here, and we can test it to see if it actually performs the way you envision.
Well, that's a remarkable process, a scientific process. It's great to see the Innovation Center doing all that. It's the culmination of a long history in the area of innovation. So for those who don't know, let's take a look.
The Berkshire Innovation Center is writing an exciting new chapter in the history of industry and scientific discovery that runs like railroad tracks through the bones of our region. Set in William Stanley Business Park, the BIC opens its doors on the former site of General Electric, with aspirations to build on the legacy of innovation that comprises the story of Berkshire County. Within the endless well of industrialists, inventors, entrepreneurs, artisans, and initiatives that have come to define our region, there have been notable building blocks, many of which also help shape industry and urban life across the United States. North Adams factory owner Sanford Blackington was one of the first industrialists in the 19th century to use the profits of his business to construct an independent mill town around his factory. The latter half of the century saw the completion of the Hoosic Tunnel, a nearly 5-mile-long railroad tunnel through the Hoosic mountain range, which was one of the most ambitious civil engineering projects of its time. At the start of the 20th century, Drury alumnus Frank J. Sprague contributed to the development of the electric elevator, electric motor, and electric railways, which helped promote city size and urban development in cities across the country through better transportation and increased concentration of business in commercial districts. Inventor William Stanley's transformer design became the prototype for the future transformers, and his AC distribution system formed the basis of modern electrical power distribution. Stanley used his invention to make Main Street in Great Barrington the first street in America to be electrified with an alternating current. He would go on to found the Stanley Electric Manufacturing Company in Pittsfield, which was purchased by General Electric Corporation and became the source of over 10,000 jobs in the region. During World War II, physicists, chemists, electrical engineers, and skilled technicians from Sprague Electric were called upon by the U.S. government to design and manufacture crucial components of some of its most advanced high-tech weapon systems, including the atomic bomb. In 14 years after Sprague Electric shuttered its doors, its location would be repurposed as Mass MoCA, which is now America's largest contemporary art museum. The story of Berkshire County is one of invention and reinvention. Upon the land where William Stanley built his company, we begin a new chapter of collaboration, innovation, and economic opportunity. The collective wisdom of the Berkshire Innovation Center members, partners, and allies extends deep into our proud past and into a future of unlimited potential. At the BIC, we will do more together.
So I've been out in Pittsfield since, I'd say probably about 2013. I'd started at GD and I left there in 2014 and I joined Lightning Technologies, which was awesome. I couldn't have found a better fit for the things I was interested in. I got to be a mad scientist and play with some really dangerous and expensive equipment there, so that was kind of cool. And then I had the opportunity to join EMA. So EMA has been a force in the electromagnetics industry for a long time. It was founded back in the late 1970s by Rod Perala. We make a commercial product called EMA 3D. It's people all over the world use it. It's really powerful. What we use that for is to solve problems like lightning effects on aircraft and wire harnesses, various niche research projects in areas like that. But the majority of our business is consulting. You know, we've been working on SpaceX, Blue Origin projects, projects for the military, all branches. What we're doing out here in the Berkshires is the first major test foray for the company. You know, space is the new frontier, right? It's where everybody's going, what everybody's doing. You can't read a newspaper without seeing something about a rocket ship or something going into space. And so we started looking at, like, how can we get our piece of this? So we're going to be building a chamber here in the Berkshire Innovation Center that can replicate all the various types of environments that satellites and components that are going to go into space. And this includes materials for spacesuits. This is circuit boards, novel materials, things that we haven't even dreamt up yet. And we're going to be able to characterize them and state really what they're going to do when they go into space before they go. We have a lot to offer, I think, locally here. There's a lot of companies that are looking to come into the area that are also participants in the aerospace and space sectors here. So just right off the bat, the ability to have a vacuum chamber locally that can simulate temperatures is very valuable for the plastics industry. Vacuum testing is already a huge part of what that industry does. So we're going to have that locally here, and we've had discussions with a lot of folks about, you know, participating and using the chamber there. But, you know, you have a big company like General Dynamics, which participates in all sorts of stuff. I mean, we've worked with different branches of GD all over the country. And so, you know, we hope that'll be a very valuable partnership here. But the big, I think, benefit locally is going to be bringing in people that are not local into the community out here. And that's because space is not something that you find in New England. It's all on the Space Coast down in Florida or in California where SpaceX is. And I'm not here to say that, you know, space is going to be what Pittsfield's known for, but it's certainly a start.
Hi, welcome to the Berkshire Innovation Center. I'm Andrew. You see, we're here in the Berkshires in downtown Pittsfield on the old GE property. This used to be a manufacturing facility. This area was capped and landscaped by the city, and the city took ownership of it. But there were really strict requirements with the EPA and how we were able to do our excavations for the footings of the building. The location of the building was paramount in how it was set on the property, and we had special utility corridors that we were able to trench and excavate in order to bring all the new infrastructure to the building. One of the features they wanted in this building was a real landmark boardroom that overlooked the city for the Berkshire Innovation Center. One of the challenges here is that the boardroom is cantilevered out on these gravity columns, and so the chord forces in the building actually tie back into the slab. So we had to shore all this end of the building up until we could pour all the decks and reach our design capacity for the concrete before we could remove the shoring and lock in this whole side of the building. We're over the cantilevered area, over the patio down below. Beautiful view of the city. This is kind of the premier spot up on the hill here. And the idea behind the Innovation Center is that they're bringing industry partners and community organizations and researchers together, use these facilities, and eventually get an idea together that could become, you know, the next big thing for aerospace, the next big thing for medical device companies. It's truly an innovation center. So this building's also set up with a number of classrooms. There's an auditorium space, an event space. We've got fume hood, lab benches, centrifuge machines, glass washers, all sorts of equipment. We also have a rapid prototyping room where they have 3D printers and other devices to work with 3D printing. One of the challenges always with working with research space, labs, particularly a place that is an innovation center and wants to be on the tip of the spear for equipment, is the coordination, so that we could build the infrastructure around it to have the right connections for any water connections, power, things of that nature, that they fit in the space, make sure that it's all dialed in exactly how the owner wants it to be. Thanks for checking out one of the buildings Consigli's been constructing here at Berkshire Innovation Center. Take care.
You can go anywhere up and down this county and encounter people who are masters at their craft, from people in industry to restaurateurs to the folks that have turned a small motel in North Adams into a international destination. There are examples of creativity and thought leadership in many, many different industries. The Berkshire Innovation Center is really a building block, just like Massamoka is in northern Berkshire County, just like Tanglewood is in southern Berkshire County. In some ways, the Innovation Center being in Pittsfield is a perfect match, because we have already a number of unconnected, forward-thinking, innovative companies which are doing innovation on their own levels. And I just think bringing them together under a roof like the Innovation Center is going to be a force multiplier for innovative thought in the county. It is a meeting place, it is a training place, it is a technology place, it is a place to come to that's local, to learn about ideas, new processes, new ways of thinking. It's valuable for Interprint, it's valuable for anybody who lives here, and it's valuable for the long-term viability of this region.
You know, you drive by East Street and you see the sign, innovation is coming, and it's so exciting to be here at the BIC. The sign now says, innovation is happening. So it's important to have that physical space. Now all of the ideas and the innovative people and concepts and synergies can come together and really grow from here. The membership, the people who will come here, the programming that will drive these ideas and bring together these synergies is really what's so important. I'm Carrie Holland, Managing Director at Milltown and a proud member of the BIC.
So for VidMob, the BIC is going to be really important for us to grow as an organization by capitalizing on all the needs that businesses have in the area to grow their technology base through staffing and skills. And this will be a hub for us to collaborate to fill those employment pipelines and grow the skill sets of people in the area that can become future employees with our businesses. My name is James Kupernick. I'm the CTO of VidMob, and we're proud members of the BIC.
No company is an island, right? And so we need to collaborate. We need the expertise of people that extend beyond just our workforce. And so we see the BIC playing that role, being that meeting point, and getting these businesses to work together and to collaborate. My name is Lenny Light, Vice President at Light Comer Vehicles, and we are proud members of the BIC.
The Berkshire Innovation Center is really a unique opportunity for the region, from an innovation standpoint, of course, but for existing companies to explore opportunities for entrepreneurship, and new companies or people with ideas to come here and get connected to resources and really see their idea come to fruition. I'm Sam Russo, co-founder of Dive Technologies and a proud member of the BIC.
I really think it's about collective wisdom. Shared services and platforms that I might be able to take advantage of that I wouldn't if I weren't a part of a collaborative and a member here at the Berkshire Innovation Center. It really comes down to being able to rapidly accelerate ideas, to innovate in iterative ways with people that might think differently or come from even a different industry or space. And I think that drives solutions. It also opens up a portal to networks that people may not otherwise have. So we have the opportunity to meet thought leaders in our region and in our community, but also to have access to global thought leaders and to market trends that are really important for us as we continue to compete as businesses in a global landscape. I'm Steve Boyd, Boyd Technologies, proud member of the Berkshire Innovation Center.
Steve, thanks so much for showing us around the center. It's a pretty remarkable place.
Absolutely is.
As an operations individual, how excited are you to be coming to a place like this every day?
I drive an hour here and an hour home, and I'm excited all the way. It's a fantastic place to work, and it's really exciting to know that this type of work is being done in the Western Mass area.
It's specific to the location. So if I was watching, or a student or a young person who wanted to get involved in technology, didn't know exactly the way in, Is there a way in here at the BIC?
Sure, just go to our website, www.berkshireinnovationcenter.com, and give us a call.
Yeah. Are there any programs that are reaching out to the community in that way?
Actually, we're currently in the midst of developing a beta program, it's
Okay.
called, where we're helping high school students that are interested in the trades or in graduate research, undergraduate research in engineering fields, learn about some of the exciting applications we're working on, our member companies are working on. So again, go to our website and find out some more.
All right, well, it sounds like the BIC is right at the heart of STEM.
It is.
All right, Steve, thanks for your time. All right, folks, well, that wraps up our first morning of Live from the BIC. I'm JB. I want to thank you for being with us all week long here at the BIC. We'll catch up with member organizations and experts to dive into much more STEM-related conversations. We'll see you then.